Denise Welch has written a new book called The Unwelcome Visitor, where she shares her struggle with depression for the past 30 years. And you might remember this very honest video that she posted last year too.
But part of me feels ridiculous sharing this because it's like, oh, poo, boo, boo. But I just feel I've got to, if I'm going to talk about the journey of an episode, I want you to see what's wrong. There's nothing different in my circumstances to yesterday, but I'm terrified about everything.
Well, that video was viewed more than 1 million times, and Denise joins me now. Always a joy to see you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always a joy. And that video, it was a brave thing to do. I mean, I know you don't like being described as brave, but you were to put that up, and it helped so many people, as has this book, best-selling in the bestsellers list. You must be thrilled.
I am thrilled. I mean, I'm thrilled and sad in turn, Lorraine, because as you know, and thanks to you as well, I have been speaking openly about this on every forum that I possibly could for the last 31 years. And your show has, always supported me through that time. But it just appears that although we've come such a long way with how we deal with, how we relate to, how we talk about depression, particularly my illness, we still have a long way to go, because the book is resonating with so many people. I am in tears every single day with the stories that people are telling me about how they are still hiding their illness from people, how people don't understand. And one of the main things, Lorraine, that came out of posting the videos, which was a very impulsive decision to do, is that people said to me, oh my God, thank you, because people are always saying to me, what do you think you've done to bring it on? You must be doing something to cause this. And of course, with a lot of depression, there is an endogenous element, an organic element. This is an illness like any other, and it comes from nowhere. And that episode that I recorded that I showed on video last year was, as a result, I was driving up to the northeast with my friend Lisa to see my sister, having a wonderful, jolly time with the kids in the car. And suddenly we got to the Angel of the North near Newcastle, and I felt, as I always say, the colour drain from my life. My hands got a tingling in my palms, a metallic taste in my mouth, and within 30 seconds, the unwelcome visitor, as I refer to my illness, was upon me, and nothing had changed in my circumstances. And that is what I think, giving people some reassurance that they're not alone, that the onset of the illness is not anything you have done, it is not your fault.
See, I think that's one of the most important things that you can ever say, and especially now, Denise, because a lot of people are really struggling. I mean, a lot of people are obviously clearly anxious and getting a bit overwhelmed, and that's not the kind of serious mental illness that we're talking about, but they've still got these feelings, and it's so important to see someone like you to say, do you know what, it's okay, it's all right to feel like that. It's actually all right.
Well, do you know what it is, Lorraine? When I started to do the book, I was very worried when the publishers came to me as a result of those videos and asked me to do, pretty much a journal of my illness over the last 30 years, which started when I had Matty. So mine started as postnatal depression, but many people start for different reasons, but the end result is the same. And I was worried about taking myself to some of the dark places that I would have preferred not to revisit. But in fact, as soon as I started writing it, I realized that I was writing the book that I needed, that I didn't have.
Right.
And if this is my legacy, I'll die happy, because people have said that they're going to pass it on to other people. And what I'm thrilled about is that several mental health organizations have approached me and said, is it okay if they use it with their clients or with their patients? Now, to me, you couldn't get a better validation than that, because it's about lived experience rather than, obviously, I don't have any medical knowledge, but I do know a lot about the illness, and I do tend to be able to talk about it quite well. It appears, probably because I've been going on about it for so long.
No, but the thing is, it's very, very easy to read, Denise. This is brilliant about this book, because some journals, if you're looking for help, this is such a brilliant place to start, because it's so relatable, and you're so very honest. That's the thing about you. You're so honest about it, and that's so important.
Yes, to my detriment sometimes over the years.
I don't know. I mean, you're a pioneer. That's the thing. You're a pioneer. What I think is remarkable as well, that your boy, you talked about Matty, who's of course in the band in the 1975. He wrote a song about about you and about your struggles. And it's really, I mean, for me to listen to it, I find it really emotional. For you, it must be.
Well, especially because I didn't know. This is a couple of albums ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And I think it was his album with the title that goes on for about 5 years. And it's called She Lays Down. And the reason that he wrote that song was because when he was older and I was explaining about my illness to him, because they just used to hear, Mummy's got her thing, Mummy's not very well. And obviously they grew up, you know, with an understanding of mental illness, which now Matthew uses his voice to greater good. But the song is called She Lays Down because when Matty was first born, I couldn't love my child, because I think what a lot of people don't understand is that depression is not persistent sadness. Sadness is an emotion that comes as a result of circumstances. When my mum died, I was sad. I was bereft. I was grief-stricken. All of the emotions you are supposed to have. But depression depresses every single emotion, so you feel nothing. You can't feel any single emotion, and that is why we read sometimes the tragic circumstances, because a life without feeling is no life at all. So I used to lay down, and though I'm not religious, I would pray to the universe, to anything, to help me be able to love my son, because that was taken away from me after 5 days when my depression set in. And this song is his view of it. And also at the back of the book, the last chapter, which I persuaded last minute the publishers to let me put in because they'd already nearly gone to press, was that an underrepresented group is the people who love and live with people with depression. It's very hard. And so Matty, Louis, my sister, my 4 best friends, my dad and my husband, Lincoln, all wrote the last chapter. They all wrote a piece about how my depression has impacted on them. And that's also helping a lot of people say, look, Mum, this is what her mum felt. This is what her dad felt. This is what they did. So those people are very underrepresented as well.
No, that's true. I thought that was a lovely touch at the back. It really resonated, didn't it? And for you to read that too, that's actually quite remarkable.
Well, I did the audiobook. And it was when we had just started being allowed to go back to work, and I was sat in this voiceover booth with Alfie, this young guy, just the 2 of us in this huge building. And there were certain chapters that even though I had written it, the tears were streaming down my face. And this Alfie said, I wish I could come through and give you a hug, but I'm not allowed to.
No, that's the trouble just now. Yeah, nobody's allowed to do that. Denise, it's always a joy to talk to you. The Unwelcome Visitor is a deserved bestseller, and it's helped so many people, as have you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all your support over the last 20 years. Thank you.
I hope to see you real soon.